This is hull for our boat, and in this episode we will design a cockpit for it. This design was a big challenge, and during making of this video a lot of things happened. I was for several days, more than a week in China, then I'm still on vacation. Our editor got a kid, and I wish to him and his family a lot of happiness and joyful moments. This time I was struck with an idea on how you can check design and give me a feedback, and of course, well, this didn't go as I planned. But here is the video, that means I managed somehow. In one of the previous episodes we have sketched our boat and created a hull for it. Now it's time to create the cockpit. Let's first create the cockpit space, and on forward part I will make 1 meter from a bow, because we need to have some space in a bow for storage of anchor and other stuff, ropes, fenders and all that goes with it. On the outside I will first import outboard engine with a tiller and make an edge of the cockpit in such a way that you can actually sit and comfortably reach the tiller. On sides I want to have some space to step on, but what dimensions should we take for it? Well, let's check around. We can measure on other boats, but I'm not in Netherlands and here I don't have a boats or books, so as you can see, we need 15 centimeters, so just below 6 inches. Now, when we have a cutout in the deck, I will create a deck or floor for cockpit, and I will take it 10 centimeters above the deepest waterline because it needs to be self-draining cockpit. Now, when we have a cockpit space, let's see what items we need to put in. And if you recall, in one of the previous episodes, our client has mentioned how he will use the boat. From his story, we can say that our boat should have seats, table that can be lowered down, fridge, console for steering wheel, Sprayhood, bimini and swimming platform. Swimming platform is not part of the cockpit space, but it is part of leisure system, so let's deal with it now. But what else can we place in cockpit that will make our boat more attractive and more versatile? Can we add some functionalities to our boat? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? What we should add to our boat? What came to my mind are ambient lights, so boat can be used in the evening time and we can have a setup of the mood. I will add the deck covering as well, but how about the chemical toilet? How about fishing rods or live well? As said, let me know in the comments below. Let's start with easy ones. Platforms. First, pick up the swimming ladders from some marine web shop, or if you have ladders in your garage, take those. For platform frame, I will take a stainless steel pipes and I will make sure that ladders can be mounted on a platform and that there is enough space for the engine to steer. For the covering of the platform, I will use wooden planks, and in the end I will add a bracket pipe to make a platform more rigid, and you can also hold for that pipe when you are exiting the water. Now when we have finished platform, let's start with the fridge and console. What fridge? Well, go to local marine store or again a web shop and find the fridge that you want to install on your boat. In our case, I'm choosing this one, and I will go in a manual and find the space that is needed to install this fridge. And when I know what dimensions I need, I will model the box that I can fit the fridge in. Then I will make a choice on the steering wheel and make another part of the console, and I will not bother with details of the console in this stage since I still don't know anything about the equipment that we will have on the steering position. For now we have enough, and that's layout and a floor plan. Now we cannot go further without seats. For spray hood we need seats to determine the height of the spray hood. For bimini we need spray hood, so again we need seats. But for seats we need dimensions. And we can find these dimensions in the books about ergonomics, but we still cannot say is this comfortable or not. So let's find out what dimensions are comfortable. Well, this didn't go as I planned. Plan was that I go to IKEA, find nice and comfortable seats and chairs and sofas, whatever. Design our boat in those dimensions so you can go in IKEA and verify that you like them. But people from IKEA politely asked me not to record in it, so that plan goes to the drain. let's find another one. On my way back to Airbnb, I was thinking that I need to redo complete video. And then I opened the door and the solution was there in front of my eyes all the time. I actually have IKEA furniture in Airbnb, so let's measure there. First, let's measure the length of the seat. 420 millimeters or 42 centimeters. And the height of the backrest is approximately the same. Angle of seating is 10 degrees. And angle of backrest is 22 degrees angled. It's changing over the height. So I will measure it in the middle somewhere and we get roughly 15 degrees. Length of seating area on this one is 55 centimeters. So this is more for leisure area. Now let's measure height of a seating cushion. That's 10 centimeters. And height of the seat is 42 centimeters. That means that this is 32 centimeters. Let's start from aft part. I will take 500 millimeters as a seat base and then I will extrude this line vertically. After that I will make a horizontal surface as 320 millimeters from a floor plate and then I will trim all the surfaces. It would be good to have access to space below the seat, so let's just make a cutout to mark where the hatches will be. This is where I will stop at this stage. Now we can make a final position of the steering console. As you can see on the drawing that you can find in Principles of Yacht Design, minimum distance between the wheel and the seat should be 250 millimeters. I will go with 300 millimeters, but just a small remark here. Whenever it's possible, make a console in such a way that people can personalize it. In our case, console can be pushed more forward or more aft, depending how you want. Let's go to forward seats. First, I will make lines on the floor plane and I will go with 550 millimeter for the base of the seat here, since this is more leisure area than aft part. Next step is to round edges and extrude verticals. I hate when I hit sharp edges, so let's avoid swearing myself in future. Then I will make a plane on the height that I want steel plate to be, and it's the same as in a aft part, and then trim all the surfaces and voila, we have forward seats. Now, same with the aft one, let's make cutouts for hatches. And is that all? But what about cushions? For seating cushions, I will model 10 centimeters or roughly 4-inch thick cushions. Since we are not rich with the space for backrest, I will propose usage of smaller pillows. In this way, everyone can make his own backrest. Additionally, when table is lowered, there is no need to remove big cushions for the backrest and just utilize the small pillows to create all that as a big leisure and sunbed area. When we are mentioning table, let's deal with that one. We can get outline shape of the table by offsetting seat's edge by 6 mm or just shy by 1/4 inch. Thickness of table depends on what we will use to make it, but let's say 1/2 inch thick marine plywood with veneer on top. Table edge can be enhanced with a solid wood piece. When it comes to table leg, we can search for it on some of the online marine stores. Since we have a big table, I will use somewhat bigger table leg. But what is the position of table leg? Table needs to be stable and nicely balanced. Well, that's a simple one. Just find center of the table area and position axis of pipe of the leg through that center of the area. And that's it. When it comes to lower position of the table, we can create a wooden batten around the seats to support table in that position. Now let's incorporate toe kick in all seating structures so we can mount LED strip and have a nice ambient light there. And voila, our boat is getting shape. Let's change view to render mode and add some colors to it. And let me know in the comments below, what do you think? What colors should I pick? Now let's close this chapter with bimini and Sprayhood. For Sprayhood in this stage of design, I will make lines instead of pipes and simple surface to model canvas. As you can see, I'm following lines of forward part of cockpit since that is the area where Sprayhood will be stored. This is enough to make a visual appearance and estimate weight and price in this stage. Check at your local marina store or on online websites for all kind of different fittings that you can use to create it. Now, when we have lines for shape, I will make a loft surface to represent canvas and add some transparent areas to show it as windows. And for now, we can call this one finished. Bimini, I'm always searching if I can use a universal one. It is always more easy in a later stage with spare parts and maintenance. So let's go again to online stores. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by any of marine stores. I'm using in every episode different ones so you can see that all around the world you can access them. And it looks like I have found one that can fit on our boat. I have a 3D model of it from another project, so I will just import it. And that is it. Our boat is getting visible. It may seem that we are finished with design, but there are more steps that we will cover in next episodes. For this one, let's just add deck covering before we close this episode. Deck covering nowadays is much more affordable and easier to create since there are more materials that we can use than beside the wood. On this one, I will design traditional pattern that looks like a teak deck, but it will be a cork deck. And this is it for this episode. Now go and start designing cockpit for your boat, or send me comments with your ideas. Maybe I will design your boat in a future project. See you next time.